Okay, so I'm Tim Merel. I've got two companies. There's iTouch Reality, which is next generation visual messaging for VR and AR, and DigiCapital, which is a VR and AR M&A advisor. I'm a software engineer, investment banker, and lawyer, so you can decide which of my professions is the honest one. But I'm really sorry I can't be there today. We're in the middle of raising a round for iTouch, and we're in initial due diligence and have 30 VC meetings lined up. So I couldn't get away from Sand Hill Road today. VR, AR, and MR are the fourth platform change. Each successive wave took less time and was more disruptive than the one before it. When I saw this change coming 2 years ago, I moved my company and myself to America. Now that we have 12 months of real-world performance and major player strategies emerging, and that's changed our views on VR and AR growth a lot. Our new augmented and virtual reality report, base case, is that mobile AR will become the primary driver of $108 billion VR and AR market by 2021, underperform $94 billion, outperform $122, with AR taking the lion's share of $83 billion and VR $25 billion. So what happened last year? Well, Facebook and HTC had growing pains at launch. Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 saw part of its mobile VR ambitions literally go up in smoke, and Magic Leap had a boatload of speculation about the tech it used to raise $1.4 billion. But Pokemon Go delivered $600 million mobile AR revenue in its first 3 months alone, making more money for the year than the entire VR game software market last year. And there's been a direct knock-on effect for major tech companies' mobile AR strategies. Sony launched PlayStation VR, Google launched Daydream View with a mobile VR headset, and the first Tango mobile AR phone. Snap spectacles made wearing goofy future glasses cool, even though they aren't really AR. The absolute performance of VR and AR last year wasn't as important as how it changed the trajectory of the market. At the start of last year, we thought 2016 could deliver $4.4 billion revenue, 3.8 for VR and 0.6 for AR. But the last year's launch issues only produced $2.7 billion revenue for VR. But Pokemon Go helped AR to an unexpected $1.2 billion AR revenue. So a total $3.9 billion VR and AR market. So we were 11% optimistic, which we're happy enough about. But the main thing is that the last 12 months have fundamentally reshaped how the market could grow going forward. Mobile VR will still produce the dominant Explorer, so free up to $100 installed base for mobile VR. But Samsung's troubles meant that mobile VR didn't get off to the flying start it could have last year. A smaller installed base than expected in 2016 could slow things by 6 to 12 months. So mobile VR is still going to be big, but it might take a little longer to get here. Sony's PlayStation VR launch and Microsoft's upcoming Windows 10 VR have consumer price points and performance that work for enthusiasts, so less than $400 market. Whereas Facebook and HTC's offerings and platform requirements are at risk of being squeezed into a low-volume specialist market by Sony and Microsoft unless something can be done about price. Tim Cook, Sundar Pichai, Mark Zuckerberg, and Satya Nadella all hailed Pokemon Go as a major early win for AR, even if you don't like it to call it that. But there are 5 big challenges that AR needs to conquer for mass consumers. A hero device, so an Apple quality device, whether made by Apple or somebody else, all-day battery life, mobile connectivity, an app ecosystem broadly similar to early mobile, and telco cross-subsidization. Now, most of the attention gets paid to that hero device, what it's going to look like, and when it's going to get here. But until there's a major breakthrough in relation to battery technology, a lightweight pair of AR smart glasses doing heavy-duty AR is hard to power all day without a battery pack or hot swappable batteries, which is fine for enterprise users, but it's hard to sell for consumers. Plus, it's a major risk for the developer ecosystem to invest heavily in building apps for new platforms until the install base reaches scale. Smartphones can solve the 5 major challenges for AR. They just don't have the sensors or the software yet to be full AR phones. So where Pokemon Go was a thin lens into the potential of mobile AR, the first step to true mobile AR was taken when Google launched its Tango AR phone with Lenovo. This points in the direction that Apple, Samsung, and others could head to revitalize innovation and growth in the slowing smartphone market. And it's also where mobile AR's secret weapon comes into play, and that's replacement cycles. The phone replacement cycle is edging up from under 2 years to up to almost 3 years. And this has become a major headache for Apple, Samsung, and all the other phone makers, as well as the telcos. But now there are signs from Apple, Samsung, Qualcomm, and others that point towards mobile AR. So look, neither Apple or Samsung has said anything specific about their mobile AR plans, but our base assumption is that they could launch AR-enabled phones next year, so outperform this year, underperform in 2019, and other major phone makers might join them. The beauty of this is it doesn't require consumers to do anything that they don't already do. Just replace their iPhones and Samsung phones the way we do every year. I mean, who wants an old smartphone when you can have a magic window on the world? But where, or rather when, are the true augmented reality smart glasses that we've been promised? Well, you'll be able to buy your smart glasses from ODG, Meta, and others this year. But AR Smart Glasses' 5 big challenges might not all be resolved before 2019. So a focus on enterprise, so over $1,500, and consumer specialist, under $1,500, looks likely for the next few years. This could build a deep high-end market as a discretionary purchase, independent of the phone that you're going to buy anyway. Smart glasses' true inflection point is going to come when they begin to cannibalize smartphone sales outright. In other words, when smart glasses can truly replace your smartphone. Apple, Samsung, and others could become smart glasses players later, unless Robert Scoble was well informed at CES, and I'm sure Robert will talk about that in a second, as a natural progression from mobile AR, with their smart glasses as phone peripherals like smartwatches, only this time cool and disruptive. So, mobile AR could drive installed base, followed by mobile VR, then console and PC VR, and then smart glasses in the long term. So regardless of the timing, whether it's the upper or the lower bound of what things could look like, it looks like it's going to be big. From a revenue perspective, last year and this year is really been all about VR revenue, particularly for the consumer side. But AR, we expect to start accelerating next year and then really pass VR in the year after. So again, all the signs are pointing towards scale. In terms of the revenue, where is it going to come from? We think that 3/4 will come from hardware sales, ad spend, e-commerce, and mobile network data for the telcos. So as proved to be the case with mobile, the early revenue leaders today might not actually be the long-term winners. And lastly, it's really all about the big guys at the top of the pyramid. They're the ones to watch. They're the ones who are going to drive the direction that the market's going to take. So there are lots of fantastic startup companies in the space, but really they're going to be driven and end up pivoting based on what the guys at the top of the pyramid do. So the only real way for VR and AR from here is up, so roll on 2017. Thank you.